For more, let's welcome to the show former Wisconsin Congressman Sean Duffy. Sean, always great to see you. Let's start in Arizona, where these margins are very tight. When it comes to Kari Lake, we're talking about a difference of 17,000 votes here. The Senate is a little bit of a wider spread there, but still there's 400,000 outstanding with 100,000 separating the two candidates. So really anything could happen here. And I'm also thinking about these ballots that were dropped off day of. These were not mail-in ballots that usually favor the Democrats. These are day of, here's my ballot. It's almost like in-person voting. What are your thoughts about how this could go?
Yes, you're listening to Kari Lake, and she's only a half a point behind Katie Hobbs. She feels really good about the ballots that are yet to be counted, that they're going to be Republican ballots, that, you know, actually the voter came in with their ballot to make sure no one else touched it. They dropped it off. Those are, in Kari Lake's philosophy, those are probably Republican voters trying to secure their ballot. And again, I think that's a really good shot for Kari Lake. Now listen, Blake Masters, listen, this is a 5-point deficit. Can he make it up? Of course, that's why the race hasn't been called yet. But that is a far greater number, 100,000 votes to make up with 400,000 remaining. So It's possible. But it is a heavy, heavy lift. And again, I think you're going to see at the end of the day, and I'm going to look at my crystal ball. I think Kari Lake wins, but it's hard for Masters to get over the finish line.
Okay, fair enough. So if Masters doesn't get over the finish line, then all eyes are going to be on Nevada. That one is also too close to call. But Laxalt is in the lead. So if the Republican wins in Nevada and loses in Arizona, we're back at the 2020 scenario where this runoff in Georgia, you're laughing, I'm not laughing, it becomes crucial.
You know, it doesn't. So first off, if Republicans lose Nevada, they've lost control of the Senate. And again, you want to win that seat in Georgia, but it has less impact, that runoff on December 6th. But, you know, looking at Georgia, again, I think what's interesting here is, you know, you're not going to have Kemp at the top of the ballot. He was actually giving some lift to Walker in the race. However, there was an independent candidate who ran, and the analysis would be that that independent candidate who got 2% of the vote was probably taking votes from Walker, right? So with him out and just a Warnock-Walker race, if those voters still come out and they vote for Walker, that could put Walker over the edge, right? Yeah. He could get to 50% and win down in Georgia. But you're going to see you're going to see so much money, so many ads, and you're going to see every politician who think they can help show up in Georgia and do rallies and do turn out the vote. And I think, again, it's going to be really, really close. You're going to see a half-a-point margin one way or the other when we get to election night on December 6th.
I think you're right. I think money is going to pour in. It's been happening already on both sides. It will be a very expensive race. And I think you're right about the big guns coming out, too, right? We saw some of the power of that across the country in other midterm races. And so I'm wondering, because the expectation is next Tuesday, we're supposed to hear something from Donald Trump. Can't speculate on what it might be. But having said that, this runoff is until December 6th. Do you think that he's going to make a move, announce next Tuesday ahead of the runoff, or do you think that maybe he'll change his calculus and shift plans?
So in my old congressional district, I had all or part of 26 counties. Some people loved me in counties, but I had counties where they didn't really like me. I didn't get many votes there, right? I know you're surprised at that, but it's true. And when those counties, if I was asked to endorse a candidate or go do a rally for them, I'd be like, listen, I would love to do that for you, but I'm not going to help you. People don't like me here. You don't want me associated with you.
Right.
You can win. You can do better if you go by yourself. And I think what we have to do is take a look at Georgia, and can Donald Trump help Walker? If he can, Donald Trump should show up. If you think he's going to be a hindrance to Walker, stay away.
Yeah.
And that analysis has to be done right now to make that decision whether Trump comes in or not. If you can help, show up. If you can't, stay at home. That Senate race is too important.
Fair enough. And Sean Duffy, I don't know how anybody could not like you. Just doesn't make sense to me. Good to see you tonight.
Kind.
Thank you.